Joining me now is Emmy Award-winning, Grammy-nominated performer extraordinaire, Clint Holmes. Clint, welcome to This Is the Day.
Well, thank you. Honored to be here, sir.
Well, I've had the pleasure of seeing you perform. And when you perform, you take a song that is well known to everyone, you transform it, you own it, and it's a powerful performance.
Thank you.
And I know you'll be touring this year. As we start the new year, you have your Let's Go Up on the Roof performances, your residency at Smith Center in Vegas, a homecoming concert for your 80th birthday in Buffalo. So tell us about these concerts you're touring and how it is that you create these songs. They become Clint Holmes songs.
Well, that's the greatest compliment you could give me. Anyone could give me when they'll say, I've heard that song 100 times, but I never heard it before, kind of thing, you know? And that's because when I get ready to sing a new song, I figure out, well, why am I singing it? Frank Sinatra sang My Way all those years ago, and now a lot of people sing My Way. But a lot of them just sing it like Frank. To me, if you sing a song like that, you need to know why you personally, what is your way? What have you been through in your life that gets you to a point where you can make those statements, as opposed to just singing it like Sinatra did, you know? So when I investigate a new song, I look at it like that. What am I bringing to the song? Why am personally I singing it? And so that generally, if I do my work, if I do my homework, it'll come out like a different version of the song, simply because it's me singing it.
Yeah. And your show, Let's Go Up on the Roof, features such performers as James Taylor, Carole King, a little bit of McCartney, I think, and Lennon. So tell us about that show.
Well, the idea of that show is I often do shows honoring the artist. The Up on the Roof show is more a show trying to honor the writers, the Carole Kings, the James Taylor, the McCartney, Jimmy Webb, people like that, who, when I was a young singer, and even before I was a singer, I was listening to their songs and being inspired them. And I think that for a lot of folks in that middle age range, it's comfort food. You know, we love to hear those songs. We love to hear Up on the Roof. We love to hear Byron Rain, you know, all those songs that we all grew up on. I forced my children to grow up on James Taylor and Stevie Wonder and all of those people. And now they thank me. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, when St. Augustine said, when you pray, you sing. When you sing, you pray twice. When you sing, you pray 10 times. So I saw your performance in Arlington, Massachusetts last September, and you performed Fire and Rain, which is not a spiritual song, but to me, it was a very spiritual experience. The way that you performed it, Yes.
Well, thank you. And you know that song is about James Taylor losing someone. So you know, James went through a lot of. He was in and out of mental institutions and drug rehabilitation. He went through a lot of that, and at one point, he met a woman who he became friends with, who took her own life. And that song is about the moment that they told him. You know, woke up this morning and I wrote down this song. I just don't know who to send it to. You know. So when you investigate the songs, you find out, wow, that has a lot deeper meaning than maybe when you just heard it, you know?
Yes. Well, speaking of meaningful songs, I want to congratulate you on A Good Man Now.
Thank you.
Your new single, your first single in 7 years, follow up to If Not Now, When, about your battle with cancer. When I heard A Good Man Now, my first listen to it, I thought it was a prayer to God as you began it. You talked about bringing a sinner to pray. You talked about I was a bad boy there, but now I'm gonna be a good man now. So as I listened to the song the very first time, the first 2 minutes of the song, beautiful prayer. But then as you concluded the song, it's really a song maybe said to a spouse, about how a spouse has been an instrument of conversion and redemption.
Yeah, that's. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. I think the idea when I wrote that lyric was about the fact that as we grow up, we realize that we've done things in our lives that we're not proud of, that may have hurt other people. And at some point, hopefully in our lives, we turn around and go, you know what, maybe it's time for me to be the best man I can, the best person I can be. And after I wrote it and listened to it, that what you said actually, I am going to change a few lyrics because it is a song of, it is a prayer. It is a prayer, and it's about all that, you know. We've all, I mean, right? Everybody has been in that position where you go, I need to straighten out my life. Some of it's extreme, some of it's about drugs and alcohol and whatever, and some of it's just every day. You know, we don't understand why we do things, but the point is to get to that understanding and then try to change it.
Yes, and another change of heart song is if not now, when?
Yeah,
About your battle with cancer. Tell us a little bit about that.
I think that I'm at the point where I am writing more songs about life than I am about man, woman, you know, love, just regular love, because I'm more interested in that. I'm more interested in transversion, transition. If not now, when I had cancer, gosh, about 15, 16 years ago. And I was going through a lot of things in my life, trying to make some life decisions and not making them. And when I had the cancer, I said to myself, you know what? You're not going to be on this earth forever. You know, so the more you procrastinate and don't make the decisions one way or the other that you have to make, time's going by. And so I had the cancer. I was very fortunate. It was colon cancer. They found it early. I had the surgery, and 5 days later, this whole song came into my mind. If not now, when I'm running out of time, running through my prime, running past where I've been. Every choice I make is a chance I take, but if not now, when? That was the phrase that came into my mind. And it's been a mantra now, you know, to try to live every day the best you can.
Well, Clint, thank you so much. Your story is so powerful, and you perform it so amazingly when you sing your compositions and the compositions of other great American songwriters. We can find out more about your music at clintholmesmusic.com. And proceeds for the special edition single for A Good Man Now go to Dress for Success and God's Love We Deliver, two great nonprofits.
Yeah, we felt that was important. If we're trying to make a statement or encourage people or maybe even inspire people, I think that we knew we had to be helpful to some people as a result of this song.
Wonderful, Clint. Well, God bless your tour. We look forward to welcoming you back to Arlington, Massachusetts, but also Florida and Vegas and your 80th birthday celebration in Buffalo.
80 years.
How can that be?
I know.
Yes, but it's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks, Clint. God bless.